16 September 2021 Morning Murli Om Shanti BapDada Madhupan. Sweet children, the unlimited Father has come into this unlimited gathering to adopt your poor children. He doesn't need to go into a gathering of deities. Question: what day should you celebrate with a lot of pomp and splendor? Answer: the day you died alive and had faith in the Father. That day should be celebrated with a lot of pomp and splendor. That day is Janmashtami, means birthday for your children. If you celebrate your birthday of dying alive, your intellects will remember that you have stepped away from the old world and you now belong to Baba. That is, you have claimed a right to the inheritance. Song: the flame has ignited in the gathering of moths. Om Shanti. Your children of Bharat have been listening to many songs, poems, Vedas, scriptures, Upanishads, and praise of deities, etc. You have now received the understanding of how this world cycle continues to turn. Your children know the past. You see what the present world is. You have also experienced it in a practical way. However, you haven't as yet experienced in a particular way everything that is still to happen. You have experienced whatever happened in the past. The Father has explained this to you. No one except the Father can explain this. There are many human beings, but they don't know anything. They don't know anything about the Creator or the beginning, the middle, and the end of creation. People don't even know that it is now the end of the Iron Age. Yes, as you progress, they will come to know the end. They will know the essence, but they won't have the full knowledge. Only the students who study this can know it. Thus is the study to become kings of kings from human beings, and is that too not impure kings, but divine kings whose image will be worshipped by impure kings. Only you children know all of those things. Scholars and pundits don't know anything at all. They don't know God, the one they call the flame. Even the singers don't know anything. The simplest sing praise. God must definitely have come into a gathering of this world. A gathering is where many people gather together. A happy gathering means party is a place where they eat and drink. You are now receiving the imperishable treasures of the jewels of knowledge. In this gathering, that is, you could even say, you are receiving the sovereignty of paradise from the Father. In this whole gathering, it is only you children who know the Father and that He has come to give you a gift. What would a father give at a gathering? What do people give one another at a gathering? There is the difference of day and night in this. The Father feeds you halwa, whereas they feed you the cheapest thing of all, which is chickpeas. There is so much difference between halwa and chickpeas. They continue to feed one another chickpeas. When someone doesn't earn anything, it is said, "Hey, just drink chickpeas." You children now know that the unlimited Father is giving you the blessing of the sovereignty of heaven. Shivbaba comes into this gathering. Does he not? The birthday of Shiv is also celebrated, but no one knows what he does when he comes. He is the Father, and he would definitely feed you and give you something. Your mother and father would sustain you in life. You know that mother and father comes and looks after your lives. That is, he adopts you. Children themselves say, "Baba, I am your 10-day-old child. That is, I have belonged to you for 10 days. Therefore, you should understand that you have claimed a right to the sovereignty of heaven, that you have been adopted by Him. One is adopted while alive, and not out of blind faith. A mother and father would give their child away for adoption. They feel that their child would be happier with other parents because they would take care of their child with greater love. You children of physical fathers come here and are adopted by the unlimited Father. The unlimited Father adopts you with so much interest. Children also write, Baba, I now belong to you. You wouldn't just say thus from a distance. A child would be adopted practically, and so there would also be a ceremony. Just as a birthday is celebrated, so you too became his children. You say, Baba, I now belong to you. After 6 or 7 days, there should be a naming ceremony, but no one celebrates this. You should celebrate your Janmashtami, means birthday, with a lot of pomp and splendor, but none of you celebrates it. You don't even have the knowledge that you have to celebrate a birthday. It is after 12 months that you celebrate it. However, if you didn't celebrate it at the beginning, why do you celebrate after 12 months? Perhaps there isn't any knowledge or faith. Once you have celebrated your birthday and became firm in your faith, then having celebrated your birthday, if you run away, it would be understood that you have died. Some people celebrate their birthdays with a lot of pomp and splendor. The poor can distribute jaggery and chickpeas, nothing much. Children don't have this happiness because they don't fully understand. When you celebrate your birthday, you will be able to remember this firmly, but you don't have that intellect. Today, the Father is explaining to the new children once again. If you have faith, then celebrate your birthday. Thus is the day I develop faith. Therefore, this is my Janmashtami, means birthday. So your children should fully remember the Father and your inheritance. Children never forget that they are the children of such and such parents. Here, some children say, Baba, I can't remember you. You would never say this on the path of ignorance. The question of not remembering doesn't arise. You remember the Father, and He definitely remembers everyone. All my children have been completely burned to death on the pyre of lust. No Guru or Mahatma would say this. God speaks, all of you are my children. All are the children of God. All souls are the children of God, the Father. When the Father enters a body, He says, all of the souls are my children. They climb onto the pyre of lust and have been completely burned to death and became Tamapradhan. The people of Bharat have become so iron-edged. They have all become ugly from sitting on the pyre of lust. The number one worthy of worship, beautiful soul, has now become a worshipper and ugly. The beautiful one becomes the ugly one. To sit on the pyre of lust means to sit on a snake. In heaven, there are no snakes to bite anyone. Such things cannot exist there. The Father says, when the 5 vices enter you, you become like wild thorns. You say, Baba, we agree that this is a jungle of thorns. They continue to bite one another and have been burned to death. God speaks, the children of myself, the ocean of knowledge, whom I made clean and pure in the previous cycle, have now become impure and ugly. Your children know how you became ugly from beautiful. You have the full history and geography of 84 births in your intellects in a nutshell. You know it at this time. Some know their biography from the age of 5 or 6 years number-wise. According to their intellects, everyone knows the biography of their past and what bad things they have done. Normally, they talk about the big things they have done. They cannot know what they did in their previous births. No one can tell you his biography for birth after birth. However, the Father explains how you have taken 84 births. Only those who have taken the full 84 births will be aware of it. I am giving you directions for going back home. This is why the Father says this knowledge is for those of all religions. If you want to go to land of liberation, to your home, only the Father can take you there. No one can go home without the Father. No one knows this way of remembering the Father and going there. Everyone has to take rebirth. No one but the Father can take you there. You mustn't even think about eternal liberation. That is impossible. This drama is eternally predestined and no one can come out of it. Only the one Father is the liberator and guide for everyone. Only He comes and tells you the way to remember Him so that your sins are absolved. Otherwise, there will have to be punishment. If you don't make effort, it is understood that you don't belong here. You children know the path to liberation and liberation in life, number-wise, according to the efforts you make. Each one of you explains at your own speed. You can also say the world is impure at this time. There is so much violence, etc. Such things will not exist in the golden age. It is now the iron age. All human beings will agree with this. There are the golden, silver, copper and iron ages. They must have names in other languages as well. Everyone knows the English language and there is also the dictionary of Hindi to English. The British ruled here for a long time and so their English is used. And this time, human beings accept that they have no virtues. Baba, come and have mercy on us. Make us pure once again because we are impure. You children understand that not a single impure soul can return home. Everyone has to go through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. The Father comes into this impure gathering. It is such a huge gathering. I never go into a gathering of deities. I don't go where you can receive 36 varieties of rich, nourishing food. I go to the children who don't even have chapatis. I adopt them and give them their inheritance. I do not adopt the wealthy. They remain lost in their own intoxication. They themselves say that this is heaven for them. When someone dies, people say he has become a resident of heaven. Therefore, this is definitely hell. Why do you not explain? No one has the wisdom to write this in the newspapers. Your children know that the drama is making you make effort. Whatever effort we make is fixed in the drama. It is necessary to make effort. You mustn't just rely on the drama. Effort definitely has to be made for everything. You are karma yogis and raj yogis. Those people are renunciates of karma and are hat yogis. You do everything while living at home and looking after your children. Those people run away because they don't like it at home. However, their purity is needed in Bharat. It is good. Nowadays, some don't even remain pure. It isn't that anyone can go to the pure world. No one except the Father can take you there. You now know that the land of peace is your home, but how can you go there? Many sins have been committed. People call God omnipresent. Whose honor are you losing by saying this? That of shivbaba. They say that God is in every particle and in the cats and dogs. Now, whom should I report this to? The Father says, I am the powerful one. I also have Dharamraj with me. This is the time of settlement for everyone. Everyone will experience punishment and then return home. The drama is made in this way. Punishment definitely has to be experienced. There are visions. Visions are also received in the jail of a worm. You did this and that, and this is therefore the punishment for what you did. This is why you cry out, "Let me out of this jail. I will not perform such scenes again." The Father personally comes in front of you and explains all of these things to you. You experience punishment in a worm, that too is a jail, and you experience suffering. In the golden age, neither jail exists where you would experience punishment. The Father now explains, "Children, remember me, and the alloy will be removed. Many will accept your words. God's name is mentioned, but they have made the mistake of putting Krishna's name. Only the Father explains to you, children, whatever you hear, print that in the newspapers." At this time, Shivbaba says to everyone, "You have become Tamapradhan whilst taking 84 births. I am now advising you once again. Remember me, and your sins will be absolved, and you will then go to the lands of liberation and liberation in life." Thus is the Father's order. Remember me, and the alloy will be removed. Acha, children, I have explained so much. How much more can I explain? Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, BapDada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual Father. Essence for the dharana. First point, definitely make effort for everything. Don't just sit there and think that it is in the Brahma. Become a karma yogi and a raj yogi, not a renunciate of karma or a hat yogi. Second point, in order to return home with the Father without experiencing punishment, make yourselves the soul, Satapradhan, by remembering Him. Become beautiful from ugly. Blessing, may you be an embodiment of power and hoist the flag of newness with your greatness. Explanation. Now, according to the time and its closeness, when you influence others with your form of power, you will then be able to bring the final revelation closer. Just as you have revealed love and cooperation, in the same way, give the experience of your form of power in the mirror of service. When you hoist the flag of newness of your Shakti form with your greatness, revelation will take place. Give a vision of the Almighty Authority Father with your form of power. Slogan, to donate powers with your mind and virtues with your actions is a great donation. Om Shanti